Hello, my name is Mark Strachan. I am the co-chair for the 2021 SPE Thermoforming Conference this year. This interview has been filmed on behalf of the SPE Thermoforming Division USA. My guest today is Tim Ridley of WINPAK Portion Packaging. Hey Tim, it's a pleasure to see you again, and thanks for taking the time for this interview.
Well, certainly, it's good to see you again.
So Tim, to get started, could you please tell us about WINPAK and your role at the company?
Certainly. WINPAK does barrier films, lidding, and rigid packaging for the food and beverage industry. A lot of it's the barrier for long shelf life packaging. And I am the engineering manager for new product development and commercialization on the rigid packaging side.
Oh, excellent. So typically, Tim, what products are you, what other products and materials are you using, or put it this way, what materials are you using today to manufacture these products?
Mostly we use polypropylene. That's kind of where we concentrate in on the rigid packaging side. And we also had done styrene in the past, but have moved pretty much solely, for the most part, into polypropylene, and then also looking into a lot of the other more sustainable materials as well, and experimenting with a lot of that as well.
So I'm guessing the reason for the polypropylene is mainly because of the barrier element, and then, of course, there's a drive towards more greener materials. And are you finding more of a demand from your customers for greener materials such as PLA and other and PCR contents?
There has been a lot of interest or requests into it. I think they're looking at more and more into that as far as looking into the future and what materials are available and out there that work. And so there's definitely a lot of interest in that.
Oh, excellent. And during this time with using polypropylene, did you find a lot of supply chain interruptions and issues that you had to face because of the force majeure and the polypropylene?
We have had some challenges with that, definitely. Polypropylene supply was something that was a little bit difficult at a point. It's starting to stabilize a little bit, but that is something that we were definitely focused on, and right from the very beginning, keeping a good control of, so that we didn't interrupt any of our customers as far as supplying them with product or anything else like that. But it is definitely more challenging than it was even expected. So.
Oh, that's excellent. It sounds like you rode through that pretty well, and I can bet it's because you have some smart systems in place. And that leads me into my next question. Our conference theme for this year is intelligently forming the future. And so what, if any, smart systems did you implement in the company to help you through situations such like FATs, factory acceptance tests, and SATs, and the like?
Aside from the engineering side, from the standard, we have our PDM systems and things like that. We also use the data glasses that we had implemented so that we could kind of visually communicate back and forth with people, whether it's across the country or between the US and Europe. And then we also got Connect M, and we had started implementing that just before the pandemic, as far as kind of a tool vision system, looking at the tooling and being able to monitor it. And unfortunately, we had started all that before the pandemic, and it definitely helped out, because as the pandemic hit and travel restrictions hit, it was actually very, very useful from the standpoint of, we had to do some FATs and some tests, and we were able to communicate back and forth with Marbach in Germany as far as doing some trialing, and where they were doing some tooling, we could actually, through the data glasses, look at some of the actual trials going on with the person's eyes at the machine right there, see the product they were making. We could make recommendations of certain areas of the product that we wanted to see a little thinner or thicker, and it was kind of a real-time communication back and forth. So it was actually surprisingly helpful from the standpoint of, and it actually worked fairly smoothly.
Well, that's excellent, and we're hoping to maybe showcase that at the conference, and it's very interesting to hear that you actually did it before the pandemic. It was a great step to take, and I mean, not last minute reach for some way to to overcome these hurdles that we had to face. And you answered my question really as to whether you implemented it before the pandemic, and do you think that now that we've gone through this and we've seen. We've had to find these measures to get around, for instance, travel, to go physically be at the company. I'm sure a lot of your employees have probably stayed home, right, and worked from home, engineers designing from home and everything. So what do you feel the future is going to look like? Is this a new norm, or what are your feelings about that?
That's an excellent question. I think that's something that we, along with a lot of other people, are still trying to feel out. We are back in the offices now, but we have found that we can actually be at home or be off site, whether it's if we are able to go visit a customer and communicate back and forth a lot more effectively than in the past. It has become more normal that you don't have to be face to face all the time. So even with some of our customers and some of our vendors, a lot of the communication I think has improved as far as doing it digitally or over the computer. It's definitely helped out quite a bit from some of that standpoint.
Oh, that's excellent, and we're looking. I guess we're looking forward to presenting this interview to our team, and I know you'll be available for questions if needed.
Certainly.
And so I'd like to take this time to thank you so much for taking the time for the interview, and all the best for the future, Tim. It's been wonderful seeing you again.
Oh, it's great seeing you again, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.